Greetings, and welcome to the first episode of Sly Tactics, the series where I speed review scrims and tournament games to show how a specific tactic can be used to help you win games. In this episode, I'm showing you how we won this game by predicting zones starting as early as first zones close. This is a game from a ladder in Atlantis scrims. Just because we're able to predict zones early, we win the entire game without ever needing a single refresh. We landed Caddy uncontested. We looted up, upgraded, capped our mats, and we're looking for storm surge tags from the mountain up here. While capping my brick, I see the second zone show itself. I immediately tell my team to get to me. We need to be the first to the top of this mountain to win the game. The reason I know this is because the edge of second zone is touching the first. Zones 1 through 4 are predetermined. This means that zones 1 through 3 can tell you where the following zone is going to be. So when I see second zone touching the first, this tells me that the third zone is going to pull in the same direction, meaning the highest point of the map is going to be the center zone. Once we're up here, we see that surge will likely not be a factor this game since there's only 54 people alive. And since we know third zone is going to pull to this mountainous area, there likely won't be enough players for 30 surge either. Whenever in-games pulled in mountains, tons of people die in first moving, so you don't have to worry about surge. So now we're just watching our angles, making sure nobody else tries to come up the mountain. Most teams are northwest, so we're watching that mostly, but making sure to check our back every so often to make sure no one's sneaking up on us. I hear the RPG, so now I'm looking over to see if I can tell which team has it. Keeping track of the RPG is so important, especially since we know we plan on playing height this game. I'm not sure which team has it, but I know it's one of the two teams at Weather Station. Zone 3 shows, and the edge of it is again touching the last zone's edge, so now I know fourth zones are going to pull far southeast again. I tell my teammate to keep watch at this angle and let us know if we need to come back to him to help spray a team that's trying to build up. Meanwhile, I really need to watch south since we know zones going that way. We already claimed the best spot on the map, so now we really just have to watch all our angles to make sure no one creeps up on us. Fourth zone shows, and sure enough it pulls southeast. Even though fourth zone is touching the edge of third, remember you can't predict fifth zone based on last ones, only up to the fourth zone. So now we're just holding height hoping we get half and half. All these teams have to rotate this way, so we're really starting to spray anyone that looks like they're coming up to us. Notice I'm not aiming down sight here or standing still. Even though we can see everyone can see us. So if I start shooting at them trying to beam them, I just get sniped. I'm just shooting at them to apply pressure, not to try and kill them. I check the south again and then come back. Fifth zone shows, and I see we have a super free rotate to it. But we also know all the teams here are going to try and rotate behind us or take height. So we come back up to look for teams trying to take height, and sure enough, there's someone right next to the drop. We already have 6 bouncers between our team, so I don't really care if he gets the drop. I just call we stay above them and spray down so that they have to drop down. Now that everyone's gone, we can come after and retake height. I heard RPG right below us, so we have to be very careful how we connect. Now we can just spray second height a bit, but we're low on AR ammo, so we're trying to conserve if we can. Also, I'm looking for loot piles since I'm holding harpoon. Zone shows, and we're making sure to build ahead since we can hear RPG below us. Lots of teams have dropped down now, so at this point we just bouncer down a bit, but we make sure to stay up in case zone goes back up the mountain. Next zone shows, and lucky for us it goes up the mountain. I'm focusing on connecting us back to the mountain at this point because once we're up the mountain the game's over. There's really nothing any of these teams can do to climb this far back up a mountain. We get these last kills and the game's over. This game was super easy, we never needed refreshes or anything. Just by reading the early zones, we were able to claim height without spinning mats, knowing that we'd pull next zone and get a free win. Thanks for watching, farewell.